Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about colors. More importantly, today we're going to talk about what we put our colors in. Now it doesn't matter what kind of palette you buy, whether it's plastic, whether it's metal, whether it's a big one, whether it's a small one like these. When you first buy a palette, the thing that's the worst, and this is an empty one, but this one is new. This one has not been used, unlike this one that has been. But the thing that I think is important to point out is when you buy a palette and you first put colors in it, you see how it beads up? Now the way you can remove that is really simple. Doesn't take a lot. You can go to the dollar store and buy a cheap glue stick, or maybe even have a glue stick on hand. And what you want to do is, this just happens to be a cheap glue stick. What you want to do is you just want to simply take the glue stick and just kind of rub it inside the palette, like so. See, you can see like some stickiness is in there, and this should be enough. Then you just want to take a damp paper towel, doesn't have to be soaked, because you want to wipe up the glue, but you don't want to take it all off. The glue is not going to be harmful to your paint. Not at all, because you're not going to be leaving that much. It's more like a residue, like a small amount, because really what you're doing is you're coating the pan or the plastic with this. And this is going to help your paint to adhere better without you having to scratch into your metal or your plastic, which could then cause a lot of staining. And the staining is going to build up over time. Now, the one thing about a palette, no matter which one you get, over time, without you doing anything to it, it will work itself into where the paint tends to go on a little bit more smoothly. Now, I just quickly did that, so let's just take a quick look and see if this is good. So we're gonna grab some more paint, put it down. You see, it's still kind of slowly beating up because you probably need more than one coat, but it's not beating up like it was before. And the difference between this is you could actually then see your colors. When it beaded up the way it did the first time, here, let's just go to this side that's untreated. This is untreated. So when it beaded up the first time, what happens is you can't really see the color because it's gonna literally ball back up. But here you have it spread out, so you can kind of see where you're going with this. This is a much better way for you to load up your brushes so you can really see your colors versus you using it brand new and then it just repels itself like that. That's one of the first things I wanted to show you. Another thing I wanted to show you that I like about these metal palettes versus the plastic ones is, even if you're traveling, like for example, let me close this up. I got a brand new set of paints that I'm about to break in, and I don't promote any companies. I just like this brand, so they're not paying me to say anything, so you can read it for yourself. But the reason that I like these metal palettes is, see, they come with these nice papers on them, and I think a lot of people overlook that when they buy them. They open it, they take it off, they throw everything away, which is cool. The reason that these aren't open is because I mostly like to work with this limited palette. I don't need the greens. I'm going to be talking about that in another video. And I don't need all of the purples or the oranges. Again, I'll be talking about that in another video. But what I want to talk about in this video is, you see these trays come out. See, these trays right here, they come out. They do come out. Just give me a second. Okay, see, they do come out. What I do with these papers is, after I unwrap it, I put them on the back of the colors, so that this way I have no problem determining what the colors are. And I just use two-sided tape, or you could use the glue stick, or you could use regular tape and just turn it over. Whatever is going to help you to cut out these little names, and I stick them right on the back of the metal. You see? And this way I'll always know what it is. So if one runs out, I know I need to just pick up that one. I'm not going to substitute a blue for just any blue, because I like to work very specific with my blues. And I like to work very specific with my yellows and my reds. Don't really care too much about the ochres or the siennas. These will probably get played, which is raw sienna, raw umber, burnt umber. They'll probably get more play in my palette than all of these other colors will. And again, I'll get to that in a moment. But I just wanted to share that with you. One, prepping your palette. This one's been prepped, so I could take any color like this alizarin crimson. Look at that. They're ready to go. This palette is ready to go. And over time, it'll even get better. But right now, this is fine. And even if you have a plastic palette, you know, you still want to do the same thing to a plastic palette. So this one's empty, but I believe I prepped this one. So let's take a look. See, let's grab some color. Let's just grab some alizarin crimson again. See, it's ready to go. See, when I do decide to add the color, and I did these as well, so that when I stick them inside, and as you can see, this could use a little bit more work, but all in all, they're mostly ready. I'll put it that way. This palette is gonna get used, but I'm not sure when, but I like to prep them and get them ready. So the idea behind the colors today, even though you're saying, well, I thought we was gonna talk about the red, blues, yellows, we will, but in the next video. This video, I wanted to talk about what you put your palettes in, how you can prepare your palettes, because there's a lot of ways. Toothpaste, I've heard, is good. There's a scrubbing, Mr. Clean or something that I heard is good, but I've never tried those. All I've ever tried was the glue stick, and I've never had a problem. I've never ever had a problem, and it cleans up quite well, and as well as it doesn't harm my paints. And I don't keep putting the glue. I just do it the one time, and then I just work it from there, and eventually it settles itself out. So that's all I wanted to share with you, was one, how I have my colors, you know, and I can tell you what my colors are if you're interested. I'll tell you what they are. I like lemon yellow. I like cad yellow. I like yellow ochre. I like burnt sienna. Permanent rose is just an extra in my palette. Cadmium red, alizarin crimson, cerulean blue, French ultramarine blue. Those are my favorites. I really like to have just about 9 colors, and the rest are just extra. Like I can't pronounce this properly, but the endothrine blue, or Payne's gray, and even ivory black. And before some of you purists say, oh, you're never supposed to use black. Well, I don't. I never use black by itself. But if a case comes up where I'm trying to darken something and make like a neutral tone, I'll throw a little black in there. Heck yeah, not a lot, but I'll throw enough to help my process. So that being said, in the future, I want to talk about the color wheel. I want to talk about neutral colors, and I want to talk about how to make your own darks, your own blacks, and your own grays. But that'll be in the upcoming videos, so please stay tuned. But this is all I have for right now. Take care. Bye-bye.